to the latest on the Jeffrey Epstein drama. The House GOP continues to fight among themselves over the release of those Epstein files. And this comes after Republicans shut down the House floor last night to block a planned vote on it. Scripps News congressional correspondent Nathaniel Reed live on Capitol Hill. And Nate, all right, where are the Republicans on this, and is it having consequences on legislating?
All over the place, and it is absolutely having consequences on legislating. The House Republican Conference announced earlier today, at least leadership announced, that they're going to be leaving for their August break, which they take every single year, early this year, in part because they simply do not have the ability to move anything on the floor. They're stuck in the House Rules Committee, which is effectively the vehicle to get bills up for a vote on the floor. So there's a lot of infighting right now within the House Republican Conference. At this point, it doesn't seem like they're able to kind of break this stalemate, leading to a lot of frustration among the Republican Conference. Now, there are certain Republicans who've signed off on this so-called discharge petition, an attempt to try and get a vote on this resolution, to try and preserve some of these documents, compel certain people, including Ghislaine Maxwell, to testify in front of the House of Representatives. That attempt so far appears to be stalled. At the same time, Republicans effectively holding up the floor of the House of Representatives as they look to get a vote on that measure. Here's the House Speaker, Mike Johnson, earlier today venting his frustration. And one particular member, Congressman Thomas Massie, the Republican from Kentucky, who has been a particular thorn in Republican side as he looks to try and compel the release of some of these documents.
About Thomas Massie, could you just accept my Southern, bless his heart, okay? I don't know what else to say about it. What I know about the president's heart on this is that he agrees with everything I've said here today. He wants maximum transparency, but he's also very insistent that we do not subject people who have already been victims of unspeakable crimes to further public scrutiny. And it would be a very dangerous thing to put those people's names out or to do a release of information in a way that is haphazard where they could be easily unmasked. And so you have to be very careful about how you do that. I think we have a moral responsibility to do that. We have a moral responsibility to expose the evil of Epstein, and everybody was involved in that.
And again, this back and forth, some Republicans siding with the White House, with President Trump saying that they should disclose certain bits of information. Other Republicans kind of taking a harder line in this, saying that the Republican president needs to disclose more, needs to put out more information about the Epstein files, release everything that possibly can be released. Trump has repeatedly tried to kind of stave some of that criticism off, but a lot of questions about whether that's enough to satisfy House Republicans, who seem to be perfectly content with allowing things to grind to a standstill in the House of Representatives in exchange for trying to get a vote on a resolution to release all the files or compel Ghislaine Maxwell, Epstein's confidant and friend, who's now serving time behind bars, to come testify here in Congress.
And Nate, do the Democrats have an upper hand here on the messaging? Are they doing enough? Or are they just standing back and saying, listen, you guys just implode, we'll be here in the background?
Well, they're absolutely doing it up. They're loving this. They're eating it up. They're trying to take every possible political step to make this as painful for Republicans as possible. Earlier today, the House Democratic Conference making these remarks in their weekly press briefing.
This is an epic cover-up, right? This is a cover-up of epic proportions where you've got the majority party literally having us leave Congress early and not having the Rules Committee meet because they don't want to deal with releasing the Epstein files.
This comes down to what are Republicans afraid of? What's in these documents that they're afraid of, and why won't they call for the release of them? Jeffrey Epstein was prosecuted under the Department of Justice under Donald Trump. Then he leaves the White House, and his closest friends spend 4 years amplifying theories about the case. Put up or shut up. Follow through or don't follow through.
And to quell this Republican infighting and try and, heat off some of this discourse that we've seen in the past couple of days, Speaker Mike Johnson basically taking the biggest Hail Mary move you possibly could take, allowing the House of Representatives to go home early for over a month, basically hoping that this same a concern that this same debate is not going to plague him again when they return to the month of September. Their final votes for now slated now to be tomorrow in the House of Representatives. That's before, of course, they leave for a long district work period. Also an important time, Holly, for Republican members to go back and try and sell the One Big Beautiful Bill Act, which passed the House, the Senate, was signed by President Trump, to their constituents. We talked a lot about this yesterday. A lot of polls showing that big, beautiful bill rather unpopular.
It's going to be some interesting town halls in small and big towns alike.
Yeah.
Yes. Scripps News congressional correspondent Nathaniel Reed live for us on Capitol Hill. Thanks for the update.